When Tricia Hewlett and her partner bought their forever home in Little River last year, they were looking forward to settling into retirement in a community they loved. Instead, they are living in a campervan and doing their laundry in a greenhouse.
It's been freezing! And this morning I ran out of solar and it was so cold this morning. It's my mum's camper. I really appreciate the fact that we've got it, we're here, we're okay. But yeah, it's winter, it's cold.
Tricia Hewlett says February's flood was the third in just 11 months since they had moved to Little River.
They predicted about 80 mils of rain and we got over 500 in some places. It was just, we were inundated and it was an amazing amount of water. So the whole valley from side to side was covered and it just kept rising and rising and went through all the sheds and went through the car and then came through the house about 4 a.m.
Her home was inundated with black, sewage-contaminated water. She's now taken out a mortgage to lift her house half a metre higher in the hope it will survive the next inevitable storm.
All the savings that we've got will be gone, and instead of coming in and settling into our forever home and being ready for retirement, I'm now going to be working till I'm 76.
Ms. Hewlett says she's surrounded by people in the same situation.
There are still so many people who are not in their homes or are living in half of their house while the other half is repaired, and we're months later. You just don't realise until it impacts you how long it impacts people.
Local businesses in the tiny town are also struggling to recover from the flood. Little River Cafe's building is still closed, with the business operating out of temporary premises down the road while repairs are done. Owner Cameron Gordon says floodwaters covered everything in a thick layer of mud and silt.
All the walls came off, all the insulation, all the joinery, cabinetry, shelving, all that sort of, anything that was wooden was tossed. So that's all being redesigned, reordered and shipped in.
He says the drawn-out recovery has taken an emotional toll.
I feel a bit lost. I'm used to having a long list of things to do every day and now I'm not really doing much, just sort of waiting on contractors. So that's been a weird time.
Cameron Gordon feels the Christchurch City Council hasn't provided enough support for locals.
I haven't seen a council person out here since day 2. The mayor was out here shaking hands that first week. I haven't seen anyone since then. There's been no chat, there's been no mail, there's been no correspondence. Anything at all would be great from them. Maybe there's work behind the scenes happening, but that's not that I'm aware of.
Kinloch farmer Tom Power has spent months fixing his farm, but is still finding more damage.
You still are finding things every now and then. You sort of end up in a corner and think, oh, that's down, or that's got that on that, so yeah, never ending.
Once the water receded, he and other locals felt like officials turned their attention elsewhere.
It's the same old thing for us. The sun comes up and people forget, people move on and whatnot.
Christchurch Mayor Phil Mauger says he's confident there will be better flood protection measures for Little River in a year. In February, he said a diversion channel needed to be built along the Okana River that could take excess water during heavy rain and reduce the flood risk. He acknowledges the council had already promised improvements for Little River after a flood in May last year.
I stood there with the minister and we said, oh, sorry, this shouldn't happen. And then 8 months later, we did it again. And I do not want to be standing there in another year when you asked me, Phil, you had a good idea of getting this water down there on this bypass and you haven't done it. We've got to do it.
Phil Mauger plans to meet council staff next week to discuss Little River.